Hey guys, Angel here. So excited to share this video with you. I was thinking last night when I was laying down, like, how many people every single day go to a job that they just can't stand. And I want to, like, really encourage you this year to do what your heart, your soul, your spirit, your mind, God, do what turns you on. Do what you're called to do. Do that thing that you dream about, that you're sitting at your desk at work and doing your work and you're thinking like I'd rather be, or oh my goodness, I would love to, like, do that thing now. I'm going to tell you guys, I have had a total of 3 jobs in my life. My first job, I had to write it down so I didn't forget. My first job was when I think I was like 14 years old, and I worked at Subway. You know, Subway, the foot-long Subway subs. And I worked there for 2 days. The first day went smooth, okay, whatever. I was in training. And then the second day, the owner came over to me and told me, at the time they didn't slice the subs the way that they do now. They slice it like where it opens at on the fold. Before, they used to cut like a little triangle out at the top. And she told me that I was cutting my triangle, the top of the sub out too thin. So I quit. I quit. I left. I literally just walked out. My second job, I worked downtown Baltimore for a law firm, and I was in the file room. I was like a file clerk. People brought me papers, and this was before, obviously, people storing things on computers. But I worked down there. I was 18 years old. I remember driving my car to the subway and catching the subway downtown. And I believe I lasted there for like 3 days. And one day I said, on the third day, or whatever, the very last day that I worked there, I said I was going to the bathroom, and I like took all my stuff and I left. I left and I never came back. My other job, actually, I had 4 jobs, because now that I'm thinking, I had this other job in Owings Mills, Maryland, and it was a company called PageNet. And this was back when pagers were in. And I was in the file room again. And when I sat in this room with all these file cabinets. And when people came in to take something out of the file room, they had to sign it out. And then when they brought it back, they had to sign it back in, and I had to file it. Well, I remember sitting there. I worked there for 2 days, or a day and a half. I remember going in the back of the file room and like sitting there bawling and crying my eyes out, because it literally like pained my body to be there. Like I nothing about that job, like nothing, zero, zip, zilch, nothing about it. I like sitting there waiting for people to bring me a piece of paper so I could log it in and go through all these file folders and find the right spot for it. Yeah, I quit that job. And then my very last job before I opened up my boutique was at Advanced Auto Parts. Yes, your girl sold auto parts. Sold auto parts. And let me tell you how I got that job. Oh my God, that job was so freaking, that was the best job that I ever had outside of owning my own business. And it wasn't the job itself, it was the experience, and it was the people and the relationships that I built there. And I still have a very, very good friend that still works there. I'm going to insert his picture right here. He bought my book. There it is. Yes, so that was one of my coworkers that still works there today, and we're still really good friends. And he really encourages me to do what I'm doing now. He used to come to my store because he delivered auto parts just like I did. And so I worked at Advanced Auto Parts for a whole entire year. Now get this, when I first started working there, I actually, let me tell you how I got that job. My battery in my car had died. And so I needed to go get a battery. And so the two people, it was the manager and the assistant manager, came out and they put the new battery in my car, and they were talking amongst themselves and saying how 2 guys didn't show up for work the day before, and they need to fire them and get rid of them and find some new people. And it just came out of my mouth. I was like, I'll work here. And the manager looked at me. He was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I'll work here. He was like, cool, come fill out an application. So I filled out an application and I got the job. Like, just like that. It was crazy. Never had any freaking experience working for an auto parts store whatsoever. But anyway, so I worked there for a year, but I was only present there for 6 months. But I stayed on the payroll for a whole year. Now, when I first started working there, I cried there too. I went in the bathroom one day and I cried because when you first start working there, which is good, they have you on the floor stocking the shelves so you can eventually know where every single thing is on the floor. And I could not find where this one little bolt was on the floor. I'm like unpacking this box and I just wanted to give up so bad. So I went in the bathroom and I cried and I called my husband and I was like, Doug, I want to quit. I want to come home. Can I quit? And he was like, Angel, go ahead. And so we got off the phone, whatever. I wiped my tears and I got back on the floor and I just stayed. I don't know what it was, but I just stayed there. So anyway, so working there, the guy that I just showed you, that you just saw the picture of, he would help me so much. Like I learned how to look up parts and just do, looking up the parts and calling for parts. And then eventually I started delivering parts. Well, here's the thing. Now, Advanced Auto Parts is a car parts store. So typically, there's a lot of guys that work there. Well, I was the only girl there. Actually, no, it was me and another girl. Her name was Shane, and she was just awesome. She was so funny. So it was only us two. So the crazy thing is, when you walk into an auto parts store and you see a cute girl working there, to a man, they're going to go to her line. So it got to the point where my line would always be the longest line. And it was crazy because all the other lines were either empty or only had a few people in it, but my line was always the longest. And I just was talking to the people like, well, do you like your job? And, well, how's your wife? How's your kids? Like, I didn't even know these people. I just wanted to talk to them. And so I started building relationships with these people, and they would come in and say hi to me and whatever. So the crazy thing about that job is I tried to quit there 3 separate times. The first time I wanted to quit, I told him, I was like, this isn't for me. I'm not catching on quick enough. And the boss was like, oh, no. We'll work with you. Just give it a minute, stay here and work with us. The second time I tried to quit is when my oldest brother had went into a coma. And like my whole entire family was at the hospital like for days and days and days. And I didn't show up to work. So I called my boss and let him know that what had happened with my brother. And he told me, he was like, Angel, don't worry about it. Your spot will be here when your brother is well. He was like, stay with your family, take care of your family. And it was crazy because they would not let me quit. So I stayed, the second time that I tried to quit. And then the very third time, the third time when I quit is when I finally went to open up my boutique. And then I literally had to leave there. But let me tell you, I became friends with the manager and I asked him, what was it about me? Because I added absolutely zero value to that company. I knew nothing about oil. I knew nothing about caliber, brakes, none of that. I knew nothing about it. And what he said to me was that, he said, Angel, it's your personality. He was like, people love you. People love coming in here talking to you. When they would get orders, for the parts to be delivered, some of the people would specifically ask for me to deliver their parts. And he said, that's why I didn't let you go, because people loved your attitude. So the point of this video is this. I'm saying quit your job and live your dreams. And if you can financially, literally just break away and go do that, do that. But if you're not in position to do that, have a good attitude where you are now. Even if your job sucks, even if it's not your dream destination, even if you don't like it, be grateful that you have one. But here's the thing, start your job, start your dream job on the side. Start blogging, start a YouTube channel, start your website. At the very least, get your website up. Buy your domain name. Get yourname.com, like angelrichardson.com. And by the way, if you haven't gone to my website, go to angelrichardson.com. But at least get yourname.com. At least take that first step. And that is like the least expensive real estate ever, getting a domain name. And then eventually just think about how much money you're going to be able to generate from your website, and you're only paying what, 20 something, 30 something dollars for your domain name and whoever you get to do your websites. And today there's so many tools that you can use to make your own website until you want to upgrade and get a professional to do it. Make this the year that you do what you're called to do, and just start small. Get your domain name, start blogging. I love reading blogs. I love to blog. I love to do vlogs. I love to do videos. Start doing something small now so you can build your audience up. So say if you do makeup. If you do makeup and you can do your blogs, do your makeup of the day pictures and write your blogs, do your YouTube videos, do your how-to videos. Maybe you want to have your own product line. Well, this is a way. If you start your blog now while you're at your 9 to 5, you will have built up an audience while you're at your 9 to 5. So when you do make that transition, you have already transitioned into a group of people that know your name, know your product, know your personality, and they trust you. So quit your job. Live your dream job, live your dreams, get your dream job, start your dream job, create your dream job, do something. It breaks my heart when I hear that people are at a job that they just can't stand and they're just there to pay the bills. So guys, until next time, I love you and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.